And we're back, guys. Welcome to Tennis in a Minute. I'm your host, Good Energy. Stay tuned. Listen to this entire video for an exclusive. Iga's Bakery is open for business. She hands out another bagel to Lesia Sarenko from the hard-hitting Ukraine. Now, in the post-match interview, Iga was asked, "Is it magic? How do you keep putting up these amazing results?" Iga said, "No, it's not magic. It's just hard work and preparation." Good answer, Iga. Now, Iga would make a comment to the fans about please coming out, supporting, trying to get her earlier. And Iga would state that she feels the fans can do a better job of packing the stadium. Now, Iga also mentioned this last year at the WTA finals. She felt that the stands were really empty, and she said, she would hope to see more fans at the next matches. And of course, I was there live. I heard her say it, and she's been saying this for a while now at a lot of events. And I'm here to tell Iga Swiatek that it's not your fault, Iga. It's the marketing department, it's the tour officials. They need to do a better job of scheduling. My personal opinion, I don't think Iga Swiatek should be playing these early matches. She's the number one seed. She's the number one player. She's a two-time champion going for three. She should be playing primetime matches. Now, where the ATP and WTA tour meets, the Grand Slams, the Master events, Iga should be either the primetime match, the last match, or the second to last match. Preferably, I would put her the second to last match before the men. So therefore, we have the large crowd. They can get there and see her play. Whereas if you schedule her last, depending on who she's going after, if it's after Rafa or Novak, a lot of times the fans will leave, right? That's how it works. Now, the funny thing about that is Serena Williams, and this is why I said last year the game needs Serena Williams, because these stadiums are always empty. They've always been empty, except if Serena Williams is playing, right? We know that. Now, Serena Williams last year at the U.S. Open, this is how big she is. She sold out every match she played. She sold out, right? But here's the funny thing. Nick Kyrgios normally sells out. He's very popular. Serena Williams was put on before Nick Kyrgios. Serena Williams sold out the U.S. Open Arthur Ashe Stadium. When Serena left, when her match was over, everyone left. Nick Kyrgios played in front of nearly an empty stadium. That's how big Serena Williams is, right? And of course, Nick Kyrgios doesn't compare to Serena. We know that, right? But Nick Kyrgios, if he was the headliner, he would have sold that place out. Here's the thing. Put Iga Swiatek, if this is a standalone WTA event, she needs a headline. If this is a master or slam event where there are men there as well, then Iga Swiatek should go on before the men, before the last match of the day, right? And the reality here is why? Because we know the ATP is a much bigger organization. They're going to draw more fans. And we want to put our top tier female athletes right at the peak of when the males go on. So therefore we can cross promote the sport. That's how it needs to go. But the reality here is Iga Swiatek should not be playing an early morning match when, look, I go to a lot of these tennis tournaments and events. The earlier matches are always empty. So this has nothing to do with Iga's popularity. I don't think Iga should take it personal. It's just how it is. A lot of fans need time to get to the event, plan, especially on a weekend. They have kids and things like that. And today, where Mother's Day is being celebrated, she should be playing prime time. Once everyone's done with breakfast and going out, they get back to the house, relax, then they can watch Iga prime time. Now, the reality is there's been a scheduling issue, in my opinion, for a long time. Let's go back to last year at the during her win streak. Iga literally only had like one or two primetime matches, and of course, a lot of those were when she actually made the championship. The marketing department said they didn't feel Iga was a big enough attraction. That's what they said. I didn't say that. That's what they said. They said they weren't scheduling her primetime matches because they didn't feel it warranted it. Listen, guys, she broke history. She made history. The longest win streak since 2000, Venus Williams. That was kind of a big deal. And me covering tennis, I talked about this all last year. I was disappointed. Promote Iga. Whenever you go to a concert or event, there's always a headliner, right? That headliner has their name on the ticket. That event is not valid unless the headliner performs. In terms of tennis, if you're putting your top tier talent as the opening act, What do you think's going to happen? It's going to be empty. No one goes to a concert to see the main event and gets there 2 hours early. No, everyone comes in late, and a lot of times before the headliner goes on, they're still having to wait 50. They'll make the fans wait 15, 20, 30 minutes or whatever to make sure everyone's in their seat and the stadium and the arena's full. So the headliner always goes on last because they are the main attraction. Iga's the main attraction right now. She needs to be playing last, not first. So a lot of that has to do with the marketing. I don't think. And look, let's take a look at sponsors, right? When do the sponsors pay top tier money, the advertisers? During prime time television, right? That's when the advertisers and sponsors pay the bulk of their investments, right, to promote their products when it's prime time. Iga Swiatek is being put into these time slots where it's just not being promoted much, and that's an issue. So I think Iga Swiatek should be playing. She should be playing last every time. I mean, yes, you can mix it up occasionally, but in events where she's won repeatedly, she's the number one seed, defending champion. You have to put her on last. She shouldn't be on the microphone begging fans to come out and see her when she has these horrible scheduling spots. Now, take a look at this channel. Early on in this channel, the most popular person was Annette Kontaveit. She started losing. She took some time off. It's funny how fans forget about her. But I say it all the time, if you want to be a star in women's tennis, you have to win the U.S. Open or at least make the U.S. Open finals. Yes, Wimbledon's a big tournament. We know that it's historic, but it's not bigger than the U.S. Open. The U.S. Open is the biggest tournament, without a doubt. It's the last slam of the year. Save the best for last. Leylah Fernandez became a huge star when she made the U.S. Open. Emma Raducanu, a huge star. Those are still two of the most popular ladies on this channel. Coco Gauff hasn't made the U.S. Open final, but she's popular because of what she did as a junior. She had so much hype around her that Coco is still a big draw, right? Take a look at some of the other popular players. Ons Jabeur, when she teamed up with Serena Williams last year in doubles, her career took off, right? In terms of Iga, I feel her career didn't really take off, and the channel even shows it until she won the U.S. Open final. That's when she started to finally get the respect. And Iga said it herself. She felt she didn't really have the respect by winning the Roland Garros. A lot of people think, oh, you're sliding around in the dirt. That's not really tennis. It is tennis. It's a lot of skill. And I feel she didn't get the respect until she won the U.S. Open, because her popularity now as a professional athlete, it's really taking off. And that's despite winning so many matches and so many championships, having the huge win streak. It really took the U.S. Open to propel Iga Swiatek. Now, again, in my personal opinion, like I said it last year so many times, I do think the game needs Serena Williams, because Naomi Osaka was the one that was supposed to take the torch, but she had so many issues, right, off the court, and that really hurt her popularity. Naomi Osaka, well, actually, before Nat Kontaveit, Naomi Osaka was the popular one on this channel, but the reality here is she had so many issues and she's taking time off. The fans forget about you. When you leave the game, the fans do forget about you. And it's all about what have you done for me lately. And Naomi's still the highest paid. She's still the highest paid tennis player. She's made more than probably all of the women on tour combined, right? In terms of revenue, she has the most Grand Slams among active players aside from Venus Williams, who's technically still active. So Naomi Osaka is big time. She just needs to come back and play tennis. She is big time. And we all know Iga and Naomi are very good friends. You guys remember how they used to do those Skype interviews during the pandemic. Iga and Naomi are huge best friends. So, but nonetheless, guys, I'm going on a rant here, but in simple, schedule Iga for primetime matches. That's what we want to see. I'm your host, Good Energy. Stay tuned, like the video, show some love to the channel, and of course, support channels like this that talk about tennis. If you want the WTA to be a bigger sport, then support the people that support the league, the organization, right? These channels like this, because the WTA only makes about 300 million per year. Naomi Osaka has that in like one contract, right? So That's what it is. Just schedule the top tier players at the prime time moments. And I think the game will slowly improve. Do some cross promoting with the men where you can. But the ATP is a different organization. It's much bigger because male athletics is just bigger in general. But someone like me who prefers to watch female, I think it's a little more competitive. It's a little more suspenseful. We need to support our female athletes. And I've been doing that. I do it more than anyone. And if you want to do that, start by supporting the channel. Good energy. See you soon.